3/4 divided by 2.5. Now we've talked about this before, but 2.5 is the same thing as 5/2. Now, that's an improper fraction. That 5 is greater than or equal to the downstairs guy 2. So we learned in the previous video, which you can watch linked below, that you are to take this division, turn it into a multiplication by flipping these guys. What? And now you multiply numerators together, you multiply denominators together. What's 3 by 2? You know 3 by 2. That's good old 6. And what's 4 by 5? You know what 4 by 5 is. That's good old 20. So this is now 6 over 20. But the greatest common factor of 6 and 20, it's not 3, it's 2, folks. So you can simplify this
Keenumbers
as 3 over 10.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and lift
Let's do the other problem now. 2.5 divided by 3/4. I have a feeling this is gonna be the inverse of the last one. Let's find out. 2.5, as we already discussed, is the same thing as 5.5. And as we talked about in the previous video, which is linked below, you're gonna now flip the second fraction and multiply instead. That's because this is the inverse of 3/4. So you multiply straight across, or you can reduce at this step. How many 2's go into 4? 2. That's what's left over. And so you have 5 by 2. That's gonna give you a whopping 10. This is equal to 10/3. Look at that. It is the inverse of the last one we had, 3/10. We're offering half-off subscriptions, and if you've already subscribed, that's half of half or 1/4. You won't find a deal anywhere else like this. Subscribe today! The Greater Gators class / the bonus episodes are a paid upgrade. Certain exclusions apply for residents of California and New Jersey. See the link below for details. God bless. Let's do 3 1/3, and let's divide it among 2 3/4. This is crazy. 2 mixed numbers? You bet. The key is to convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions. 3 1/3. There are 3/3 in 1, so this is 10/3. So we've got 10/3 divided by 2 3/4. Hey, what's going on here? This is an utter disaster. 10/3 divided by 2 3/4. But there are 8/4 in 2 because there are 4/4 in 1. So 2 3/4 is the same thing as 11/4. As we learned in the previous video, 10/3 divided by 11/4. It doesn't matter if these are both improper fractions. We have converted mixed numbers to improper fractions. Now we just need to multiply by the inverse of 11/4, which would be 4/11ths, and all pandemonium is breaking out on the key number set. And you're gonna multiply straight across at this point. Can you simplify? Can you reduce? No, that's a prime number, that's a prime number. So there's nothing that you can do to reduce with these composite numbers 10 and 4. So 10 by 4, you know that one, that's gonna be 40. We can just do that, 40. And what's 3 by 11? That's an easy one, that's 33. So this is gonna be equal to 40 over 10. So we have 40 over 33. Now you could reduce this further and say it's 1, and what's the remainder here? 7/33, but that's going above and beyond. Now let's do this setup. It's very similar. 2 3/4 divided by 3 1/3. We saw from the previous exercise that 3 1/3 is the same thing as 10/3, because there are 3/3 in every whole number. 2 3/4 is the same thing as saying 11/4. just as before, we don't have anything that we can simplify here, do we? Let's find out. We have to multiply by the inverse 3/10. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. You can't simplify 11/10. You can't simplify the 3/4. But you can go straight across. 3 11s, 3 times 11, that's gonna give you 33. And then 4 10s, that's gonna give you, this is 33 over 40. Notice that's the inverse of the last answer we had, which was 40 over 33. 33 40ths. Heathy is right.
Keenumbers.
All right, if you're in the bonus section, we're looking at 6/5 divided by 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.